I was super excited that this program wasn't just a pilot project from last year. It is now a continued program for the communities of Fort Albany, Saskatchewan, and Athabasca.
Fort Albany is such a remote area with no cell phone service unless you are connected to Wi-Fi. So if I'm out on patrol, there's no calling anyone or anyone calling you.
First of all, the orientation was important to have it in the school itself because it's all about learning the culture, the history, and the people.
I met a survivor of one of the residential schools. One of the biggest things I learned about their culture was, they've gone through a lot in their history.
His ordeal was 8 years long. Like the atrocities that the Indigenous people were exposed to, that was life-changing for me to hear somebody in the same room. Sorry.
Basically the age that my son is, he would have been going off to those schools and potentially not coming back or coming back very broken. So that was emotional.
So it's important to have those difficult conversations, but it's done so in a way that you feel cherished, really, and part of that step forward.
Put yourself in that person's perspective. And I think that's one of the things that we forget.
I know that NAPS has a huge geographic area that they need to police with limited resources.
There was only 4 officers in Albany the entire time I was there. If there is a major incident, somebody's barricaded in the house, they have information that there's a gun, they are literally on point until they can fly a team in to assist. And that is a huge challenge.
Because when we would go out on our patrols, we would come back to realize there's a lineup at the station because we had to close down the station when we went out for our patrol.
The fire department up there is all volunteer. Resources are very scarce, and so when they arrived, we asked, how can we help? And they said, grab a hose, help us.
Good job, Dave.
The fire truck itself ran out of diesel fuel, so we had to hop back in the police vehicle, drive around town looking for somebody that had a mobile diesel filling station.
The ice road is only there for a few months, so they only have a short period of time to bring in a lot of stuff. The rest of the time they fly it in or barge it in, which costs a significant amount of money.
Because it's a dry community, the alcohol prices triple and creates a black market for alcohol.
You add that with intergenerational trauma, it's a melting pot for bad things to happen.
And if we just so happen to get into a situation which I did, where we were in a home and we're dealing with people who are unfortunately intoxicated and their family members are calling us to get them out of the house. Sometimes your best resource is the people that are in that house, and they know you by name. They can help you de-escalate a situation better than maybe you can.
The band council had executed one of their band council resolutions, or BCR, to find a missing female. They ended up locating her, but when they came into the station, they brought her in. She was just sitting in a chair, bawling her eyes out, and I just offered her, you ever want a conversation, you want to talk, feel free, I'm here. And then literally the 3 days leading up to me leaving, she had built up the courage to come in every single night. And the one night she actually brought me a home-cooked banana cream pie and told me that she wanted to get clean and she wanted to open her own coffee shop and bakery. I didn't realize by just offering a simple conversation to somebody that meant the world to that individual.
In Fort Albany, we participated in an anti-bullying kind of charity volleyball game. They are phenomenal kids, and you can see how positive and open-minded they are.
In Fort Albany, there were 2 shipping containers at the back of the station One had snowmobiles in it, but the other one had hockey equipment that had been donated. There were many times that kids would come over to the station and ask for a pair of skates or ask for some hockey sticks, or the NAPS officers actually had hockey pucks made with their logo on it, and they would drive around with them in their cruisers just to hand out to the kids that they saw at the rink.
You could see firsthand how positive interactions outside of policing will help the youth kind of move forward.
I feel empowered to take all of this in one sitting and trying to help the community I come from, not just as a police officer, but as a member myself, as somebody who lives in that community, and that is an exceptional feeling.
Please continue to open your doors for First Nations and help wherever you can. Our elders always said, the health of your neighbor is the health of your community and the health of your nation. So if you can help your neighbor in so many ways that you've never done before, and I think we'll be able to prosper and grow as a nation stronger for many generations.